This is my friend Sondee, and I want to introduce her to you because she's a very special person in my life. A couple of months ago, I met her in class and was introduced to a situation that she needed some glasses. She's been legally blind for quite a while now, and she's going to tell us her story. So, Miss Sondee, would you please go ahead and share your journey with us?
Yes, ma'am. Well, I'm Sondee, and I have a genetic eye disease which is called retinitis pigmentosus, and it was diagnosed about 2009, 2010. However, I didn't have any issues when I was younger, like, in school or anything like that. It wasn't until I started driving that I started having the eye issues. So, anyways, I was driving and I would hit curbs and pop tires and pop wheels and all that kind of stuff, and my mom was like, yeah, there's something wrong. And I would argue with her and tell her there was nothing wrong. So, anyways, when I went to go get my driver's license renewed, I couldn't pass the eye test. So I went to an eyeglass place, and they tested my eyes and they said, well, we can get your left eye right, but we can't get your right eye right. So we don't know. So hopefully these will work to help you pass the driver's test. And I thought, that doesn't sound very good. And my license was already expired, so I was technically driving on an expired license, which also wasn't good. And so anyways, I went to the driver's license place, and they actually didn't even retest my eyes. They just took the picture and said, okay. Which was good for me, but not necessarily good for the drivers, because I had a feeling if they tested me again that I wasn't going to pass because of, they couldn't get the prescription right. But they didn't know why. So I was working, and years later, about 2009, I started having these really horrible, excruciating migraine headaches. I worked as a customer service rep on the phones and on computers 10 hours a day in Las Colinas. So not a short drive either. And so I started having these really bad migraine headaches, and they would go from like 3 hours to 30 minutes to 3 weeks to like a month. And they were really bad. They were debilitating. Like, I couldn't even be anywhere but in a dark room, couldn't have sound or anything like that. And so my mom said, that's it, you're going to an ophthalmologist, and I don't care what you say, we're going. So I said, okay. So I went to the ophthalmologist, and they said the same thing. They did all the eye tests, and they were like, well, we can get your right eye figured, we can get your left eye figured, but we can't understand why we can't get you to see. And I said, well, that doesn't sound good, but I don't like the sounds of it, but I guess you're going to have to figure it out since you're the eye doctor, not me. So I was sitting in the chair, and I heard them say outside the door, I guess they don't figure that when you don't see well, all your other senses kick in like a dog pretty much. And so, plus they were standing right outside the door, so hello. Anyways, I heard them say this word, retinitis pigmentosus, so when they came back in, I was like, oh, is that what I have? And they're like, oh, they're trying to do the doctor backtrack speak of, oh no, we don't know for sure, and we got to go through more tests. So I had to go back to the same ophthalmology place, but they have like 4 or 5 different levels in the same building. So I had to go like 3 separate doctors in the building for testing, and they still couldn't figure it out. So then they had to send me to the hospital, Baylor Hospital in downtown Dallas, for some really extensive testing. And then, which he pretty much said, even though you don't have the straight 1, 2, 3 textbook case of retinitis pigmentosus, which is also called RP for short, that I pretty much am saying that you have it, but you have to go to the Retina Foundation in Dallas before you can find out, before we say that's technically what you have. So I went to the Retina Foundation, and they did about 3 hours worth of testing, and they said, yes, again, you don't have the textbook 1, 2, 3 symptoms, but you have enough symptoms, so this is what we're diagnosing you as, which means you can, because I do have sight, it's limited. So you can either stay, because it's a progressive disease, so you can either stay the way you are and see what you see, or it can either go to cataracts, and we can fix the cataracts, or you can go completely blind. And I said, well, I don't like any of those options. Can we spin the wheel and get another one, please? So they were like, no, and they were like, there's no cure for it. I said, okay, well, I don't like that either. So lo and behold, I started believing, I did not take, they gave me the diagnosis, but I didn't take it on as like, I believed them, but I didn't, I wasn't going to let it stop me from doing anything I wanted to do. So eventually my friend found this website for eSight, and it's for glasses, which is what I'm wearing now, eSight glasses, and they're a camera and you can see through them, and they magnify, and they also, they do different lighting and things like that, different backgrounds and stuff. Doesn't see actual color, but it makes it better where you can see. Because of my eye disease, it's all in the retina, so it's all how the lighting comes in and out, and I'm night blind and color blind and no peripheral vision. So anyways, it's all in the lighting and how things work. And so I called them, my friend gave me the phone number for eSight, and I called them up and I was like, hey, I need an appointment so I can come try your glasses out, because pretty sure they're going to work. And because they do all different eye diseases, not just, one or the other. I mean, pretty much everything you can think of. And so even macular degeneration, because if you have some type of sight, usually most of the time it will work. But you have to have some kind of sight in order for the eSight glasses to work. So I said, okay, well, I need an appointment time and a demonstration, please. And so the guy that was answering the call, he said, well, I'm not sure it's going to work for your eye disease. And I said, well, okay, I know it's going to work, so I just need an appointment and a demonstration time. He said, oh, that's the best attitude to have. I said, well, it's pretty much the only attitude I have. And so I went and I put the eSight glasses on, and before you actually do the demonstration, they have an eye chart that's set up in the room. It's kind of like a conference room, and they have it set up where you do almost like a little miniature eye exam. And so without the glasses, and then they do them with the glasses, and then also you read a book with and without the glasses. So they're actually making sure that you're not just saying you're seeing better. They can actually tell that you're seeing better. So with the glasses, I actually got to see my friend that drove me. I got to see her, because I don't drive anymore, obviously. So I got to see her face for the first time in detail, like her eyes and her hair and everything, like up close and personal. And I was in tears. And when I did when I read the eye chart and all that without the glasses, or actually when I read them with the glasses, I was reading 2 times smaller of print, both on the eye chart and in the book, than I was without the glasses. So I really knew they were going to work. But at that point, I was like, okay, what do I need to do? I need the glasses. So they were like, well, they cost $10,000. I said, okay, I don't have $10,000. What's next? So they said, well, you can do like a GoFundMe page, or you can do, we actually have, what do you call it, like financing or whatever, like GoFundMe, only it is straight out of the eSight company. And so I was like, okay. So for over a year, I tried to get somebody to get me set up so I could get all this fundraising. Well, it never worked out. So it was totally a whole God thing that I got the glasses. Because I met Marcia at a Bible study that we went to together. And another friend of mine actually in the study was driving me, and knew Marcia at the Bible study, and knew her and knew that she worked with the Lions Club. And my friend had told her about that I was, legally blind, and I was wanting these glasses, and she's like, oh, I think Marcia can help you. So I was like, okay. So then I met Marcia, and then she's like, yeah, we have an organ and eye donor bank, and they give grants, but I need to talk to somebody and see if they'll, work for yours or not. And so I said, okay. So we met one day. The next day she had the application for the grant. That Saturday she came to my house. Marcia came to my house, and we filled out the application. Then that Sunday we gave it to the lady that was going before y'all's board, because we had to have everything done when the Lions Club board met on April the 12th, or we had to wait till the next month. So we got everything together. Marcia gave it to the lady to go towards the board on that date, and she went before the board, and I had everybody praying like mad people. because they either say yes or no, and then you can't come back. So I was praying it was going to be a yes, and thankfully Marcia called that Monday and said, after the board met, and said, guess what, I got good news, and I started crying because I knew it was a yes. I was like, yay. So it's basically like 2 weeks time of getting the glasses from the time I met Marcia to it was just moved so fast. That's why I say it was definitely a God thing. And then, so the reason that I needed the glasses because when I did the demonstration, I knew that they would help me have a better life. Like I can see on my stove. I have another device that helps me to read too, which is called an Amigo, but it has to be really on flat surfaces and it changes colors and things, but it doesn't allow me to see the numbers on the stove for when you're cooking. So the glasses help me do that now, so I don't have to struggle for over 30 minutes to figure out what number, or just say, okay, I'm guessing it's on the right number and hope I don't burn my stuff too much. And it also helps me to read bills and just basically have a better life in general. I can see things now that I never got to see. Like I had my first aha moment at a support group that I go to, and my friends, like I most of the time can't ever see the people's faces that I'm sitting, that are around me because they're at a long table. So it's usually just like the 4 people that are around me that I can see really well. So most of the time I can't see their faces or, their details again, like their eyes, nose, seeing their mouth, smiling, that kind of thing. But with my glasses, I can see all their faces that day, the first time I wore them. And I only had my glasses for a week, and I actually went ahead and walked to my meeting, which is about a block or so from my house. And when I talked to my coach for the eSight glasses, he was like, yeah, that's amazing because you only had your glasses for a week and you're already walking with them. I said, oh yeah, I don't do anything the slow or easy way. And so he was like, well, that's amazing. And so when I was at my meeting, one of my friends was actually, she crochets. And so the first time I always knew what she was doing, but I couldn't literally ever see it. But this day I could actually, with my glasses, I could actually see her crocheting and the needle, and I could actually see her moving in and out. And I could see all my friends' faces and their glasses, and it was just amazing. So I started bawling, and they wanted me to talk. And I was like, yeah, I can't talk right now. I'm an emotional wreck, but it's okay. And then since then, I also took my glasses. I had them at my cousin's youngest daughter. She had a wedding in Austin, and so it was outside, and they had a guy that was actually playing the cello and the violin. And so I magnified my glasses all the way up because they can go from 1 to 24 times magnification. So I put them all the way to 24 times magnification. I could literally see the strings on the violin and the cello. And then I put them to where I could see my cousin's daughter and her fiance at that time. I could actually literally see just their faces, like in front of me. And so I could see them, the glances and exchanges they were making, which normally I can't see. And then I put my glasses where they were just down on their hands when they were exchanging rings, and I could see them exchanging the rings, which normally I can't see. And then one day I was outside with my glasses in front of my house, and I magnified them again up to 24 times magnification. I could literally see the blades of grass in my yard. I was like, this is so cool. And then I also had, when I went to church, I had the woman that does our worship, and one of the guys that sings on the worship team. Like, I've never seen their faces worshiping, and the microphones. Like, I always knew they were there. Like, I could see them, but I couldn't see them in like detail. But now I can see them up close and personally. I can see their faces worshiping. It's just amazing. So the glasses have changed my life, and they are awesome and amazing. And thank you just doesn't, express enough. And I guess that's it.
Thank you.
That is what Lions are all about.
And if y'all want to, I can take them off. I forgot to say that. If any of y'all want to demo them and look through them, you can. And you can see the different, how they magnify. They work on a remote control here.
Of course, it's
Yeah. Works on remote control, and basically, I didn't say that in my thing, but what they do when you do the demonstration is when you go in, they take a picture of your actual pupils. so that, and they put that on the actual glasses. And so that's why they want you to make sure you're really in for it when you order them, because they make them specifically to fit for you and nobody else. So you can't just send them back. And then if you also need a prescription that goes on them, they can put that on there too. But since I don't have one, they didn't put that on there. And then this is the remote control, and it works. It's got basically everything that's on the front here is also on the side, which I usually use most of the side more than I do the top, especially since it's attached. But you can take the little belt clip off and you can wear it on your wrist. And then they have a thing that goes around your neck for like regular glasses, and so you can use it that way. And then these are how you turn it on and off right here, and then over here, which you can do it over here, but I do it on the side. I think it's there. Yeah. So there's an on and off button on the side, and then over here, this is what makes it go up, and it talks to you. Whatever you're doing to it, talks to you. Like it'll say when you turn the magnification up, it'll go 2 times, 4.1 times, 6.1 times. And then this wheel over here, there's a wheel for contrast where so whatever you're looking at now in the light, you can make it where it's lighter or darker. And then you can also push this button in and it changes the different backgrounds. So like if I was wanting to read, I'd have to have it on like a black with the black background with white letters. That way I could read, because I have to have the contrast. So.
Well, thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank y'all so much.
Sondee, you said that your senses are heightened as your eyesight goes down a little bit, and you have definitely a great speaking. Amazing speaker. You really did a great job. Thank you very much.
I was so nervous.
You did great. Martha, thank you very much for
Thank
your
you.
this wonderful project. Thank you very much.